Okay, the life forces body. From a self-observation standpoint, we can have some sense of the life forces body when we feel well. We will feel well. We will feel good. We will feel alive. We will feel a certain amount of vitality. We'll be able to move through the day, and of course at the end of the day we'll be tired. And one thing about the life forces body is, like the rest of the organism, it ages. And one observation we can make about the life forces body concerns healing of wounds. When we're young, we heal faster. When we're older, we don't. And this is a diminution of the life forces body that participates in what we might call the wound healing dynamic. Okay? You'll notice this when you get older. All right. And we also know that when our life forces body is depleted, we get colds and flus. Okay? And we call this exhaustion. So exhaustion and vitality. Now let me add another idea that I got from my conversations with doctors and my own life experience. And that is, what is disease? Well, one of the things we can get from the germ theory idea of disease is that something bad has happened to you. You now have a disease. Something wrong with you. And we tend to shun people. And of course, when the AIDS epidemic started, which is a whole other problem, I'm not going to go into that one, but basically we started shunning all these people, which was sort of the last thing in a way. But at the beginning, nobody understood why they got it. And we had the germ idea of disease, and we thought all these people had germs and they were going to give us AIDS, and there was a whole lot of arguments about how AIDS was transmitted and stuff. If you just read through the history of that, you'll come across some kind of really strange ideas. But anyway, what's disease? Well, what does it mean to get sick? Well, getting sick means that the various elements of your own organism which can bring about health are actually attacking the problem. A cold or the flu is the sign or the significator of processes in the body which need to happen in order for you to get healthy. You were sick. Symptoms is the arrival of getting better. When you've got symptoms, you're getting better. Now, this is not true of all symptoms in a kind of way. Some symptoms, I recently had to have my gallbladder out, okay? But during the processes of various things connected to that, leading up to that, some pancreatitis and stuff, I exhibited fevers. What happens when you get sick and you lose vital energy and you have a fever? You go to bed. What was going on before you went to bed and you got sick? You were running around burning the candle at both ends. You exhausted yourself, okay? So the body says, look, your mind is not paying attention to what it needs to do, so I'm going to knock you down by getting sick. And I think this happens to people. I think there's flu bugs out there, and people have a lot of toxins in them. And the body will say, oh, good, let's get the flu. Well, what goes on when you get the flu or a cold? You start eliminating. Your nose is blowing. All this stuff is flooding out of your sinuses. Well, just think of all the crap you've been breathing, okay? And all the junk you've been eating when you got a flu and you got diarrhea or you're throwing up. Your body is getting rid of stuff. I went on a 45-day fast about 6 or 7 years ago. And one of the first things that happens was I started exuding all this crap. My tongue turned this really weird color, and my skin felt really clammy all the time, and I had to wash it a lot. And I could scrape stuff off it. And that's because during the fast my body said, oh boy, let's clean out this thing down to the cellular level. Okay? Let's get rid of all this sludge that's come with all this stuff that he's eaten and done and ruined himself with. Okay? So getting sick that is having symptoms is a sign of the body being healthy. And when it says to you, I'm going to make you so sick you can't go to work, and of course we hate it. What do? What does the work demand of us? Well, you go to the pharmacy and you take all these pills to suppress the symptoms. So when your body wants to eliminate, we come along and what we have are these things which stop the process. Nope, don't eliminate, don't rest, keep going. Okay? Well, your body will tolerate that for a while, and then all of a sudden it won't tolerate it anymore, and it'll knock you down flat on your ass. Okay? The human organism, and that's what I mean by body, I mean the totality of it, the physical and the three invisibles, you know, the life force body, the emotional body, and the mental body. There is more wisdom than that, than any civilization ever has. Each human being is blessed to have a body and have this total organism, because it is way smarter than us. And it's, if you read Rudolf Steiner, you'll run into his descriptions about how the darn thing was created over eons and eons by all these spiritual beings, making it have these capacities so that the human spirit could live a physical and material existence, because the spirit develops through being involved with matter. Okay? Anyway, getting sick is a good thing. The best thing we can do when we're sick is be sick. The worst thing we can do when we're sick is to step on the symptoms with the stuff we get from the pharmacy and keep trying to go to work. Now, you make a choice, you know. If you're a father or a mother and you live hand to mouth and you need to go to work, you'll take those pills and you'll go to work, and you're cutting off the end of your life. But when you're young and you're having children, you can probably get away with that, you know. When you're older and you don't have children and your body says don't go to work, don't go to work. Stay home and eliminate. Have the diarrhea, have the throwing up. Yeah, it's no fun, but your body gets cranky when you abuse it. Okay? Just think about alcoholics and drug abusers. They have to go through an awful process called a detox. And it's horrible. And the reason it's horrible is because they've been abusing the body at an enormous rate. And of course, it's no wonder when soldiers come home from wars and get all these illnesses, you know, I mean, PTSD, my God. That is a dumb thing for something that's a lot more awful, you know. But it's time to stop and come back and do one last thing and show you some other books.